Tensions continue to heighten between the U.S. and China, much of which continues to be a result of the coronavirus pandemic and how China downplayed the virus. But a former Trump administration official says COVID-19 presents a unique opportunity to grow closer to Mexico and Latin American allies to reduce the U.S.'s dependence on China. Here to discuss his comments further is Commissioner Chris Garcia, an entrepreneur and business executive who now serves on the President's Advisory Commission on Hispanic Prosperity. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So you were recently appointed this month to serve on the President's Advisory Commission on Hispanic Prosperity. What do you want to achieve in your new role?
Right. Well, this is the classic President Trump. I mean, he'll take something that existed and he'll amplify it, or he'll make it even bigger and better. This is a commission that President Trump established to make sure that Hispanic Americans not only have educational opportunities, but also economic opportunities. So if you think back to before COVID, we had all-time lows in unemployment for all Americans, but especially Hispanic Americans. You were at under 4%. You had more Hispanic Americans working than at any time before. So when it comes to school choice, the president's all about school choice, making sure that the Department of Education is opening up charter schools opportunities, maybe potentially vouchers for students of Hispanic origin. But then once you graduate from K through 12, what type of opportunities you have for higher education and then for apprenticeships, jobs, growing a small business. Those are all opportunities that President Trump wants to make sure all Americans have, and especially Hispanic Americans right now as the fastest growing demographic. So with this commission, it's tasked really to work with those agencies, Housing and Urban Development, Small Business Administration, the Commerce Department, Department of Treasury, the Department of and Department of Education, to make sure that all of those Hispanic Americans have opportunities that perhaps previous generations did not have.
And switching gears now, you have a lot of experience in the business sector and advised the White House on economic policy. You say that the COVID-19 pandemic presents an opportunity to shift dependence away from China to Latin American countries. Which countries would you specifically look at to fulfill manufacturing and production?
Well, let's take a look at President Trump's historic landmark legislation, right? The USMCA. I mean, this is something that's going to bring us closer to the United States, bring the United States closer to Mexico and Canada to make sure we build that key regional alliance. Now, as the president tries to shift things away from China, away from Southeast Asia, will there be a little bit of a perhaps price increase in uptick, a couple pennies here and there? Possibly, but what does that come with? That comes with increased security. That comes with increased supply chain reliability. But most importantly, rather than just using Mexico as a substitute, or using Latin America, the Northern Triangle, for instance, as a substitute for China, why don't we bring jobs back to the United States? Why not bring manufacturing back to the United States, where we really had a strong, robust, and resilient domestic manufacturing base? Why be reliant on foreign imports, especially in a time when we found that over-reliance on medical supplies, over-reliance on critical items at the height of a pandemic only makes us more vulnerable as a country. So let's use this COVID crisis for good, and let's bring manufacturing back to the United States to the extent that there are industries that have to be that are more commoditized, or that have to be a little bit more price competitive. Let's look toward Mexico. Let's look toward Latin America. And what I would say is take a look at the administration's past actions and taking trips down to El Salvador and Honduras and Nicaragua. Let's look at these other nations that we could help build Latin America just the way we built China, except this time we'll be building a regional alliance with those that have more similar values to us, that don't believe in stealing IP and forcing tech transfers and tipping the scale. And so thinking about that bigger picture from a regional economic perspective and from a global economic perspective and a national security perspective, I think presents a great opportunity for the president and for the United States right now.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.